Good morning. Another bright and early morning. Well done for getting up. And I think we'll begin by just gently warming up. So let's just start to let go some of the tension. Wrists and elbows nice and loose. Right up into your shoulders. Take them up. And take them out. And then take them down. A little bit of a bend of our knees. And coming up. And then we'll speed it up a little bit. So coming down. And coming up. And then we're going to take it round in a circle. So bend your knees until your back warms up. And let's go the other way. And one more. Now just letting your arms swing. So nice and relaxed, just starting to warm up your shoulders. And then just bring your knees into it. So just a bit of a bend. And a bit more of a bend. Just as much as your knees, hips and backs are happy with this time of the morning. Let's do one more. And let your arms circle, a lovely big circle. Oh. One more. Now take them forwards. Nice and slowly as we warm up the joints. It's a big movement. And then just give yourself a pat on the back. Just starting to open the chest. Open your upper body. Now take a nice deep breath in. Lovely. And again. And then just rolling your shoulder one at a time. Pick the whole shoulder up and go right round. So you get sort of a rhythm going, and you can feel that you're moving between your shoulder blades, back of the ribs. So I've still got my feet firmly planted on the floor, but my whole upper body is moving. And then forwards. Lots of creaking and groaning in those shoulder joints, which is good. Lovely. Okay, let's move to our hips. So just circling. And let's circle the other way. And then I want you to bend your knees. Now everything from your waist up is going to stay as still as you can, and you're just going to circle from your waist, just moving your hips and your pelvis. And back the other way. And then a figure of 8 if you can, and you'll find some internal muscles. It's really freeing up your lower back sacroiliac joint. Lovely, give yourself a good shake. Now I want you to just swing your arms. So lifting up, just gentle and relaxed. And now we're going to do 2 circles. So we're going to go round and again. Round. And one more. Lovely. And taking your arm over your head, just a gentle stretch to the side. And take your arm across your body, pushing through. So you're turning right round on your feet and pushing through your shoulder. Excellent. Feet quite wide. Knees directly over your feet. A little bit of tension in your lower stomach muscles. Bend your knees, take a nice deep breath in. And relax your shoulders, arms come down. And again. Feel the breath right in the back of the ribs. Notice any tension that's built up over the week. I'm going to start to let it go. One more. Lovely. Now I want to free up these hip joints. So we're going to start by just circling outward. So we're going to do 3 outward on each side. Nice and slowly, good for your balance. And now you might find it a little bit more difficult. We're going to do 3 inward, completely different muscles, but helping to keep that balance in the muscles that support your hip. One more, come on. Yeah, well done. Yeah, I can feel that. Give your legs a good shake. Okay, I want to warm up your hamstrings in a dynamic way and your back. So you're going to keep one foot still. Step forward with the other one, reaching through your spine. Step back with that foot. Come down and lift your foot so that you feel a stretch in the back of your legs. Arms go behind so you feel a stretch in your shoulders. Then we're going to come up, stretch through your spine, and coming down. So as you feel it in the back of your legs, and we're holding it a little bit longer each time. We're going to do 4 on each side. So coming down, this is number 3. And one more. Really stretch. And coming down. Lovely. Now we're going to swap feet. So remember that foot doesn't move. Step forward, reaching up. This time open through your chest. Coming down and again open through your back. Lift your foot. So we'll do 4. That's 1. Really open. Lovely. Oh, I can see you doing it. It's lovely. Open up to this beautiful morning. And one more. It's very still this morning. Feels like it might rain and we do need it. There's a lovely stillness outside. Excellent. Feet quite wide. So we're going to do this Tai Chi movement with our arms. So we draw a figure of 8 and then you lasso it all the way around. And then what you do is you just sway with your arms. So your body is very relaxed. Nice big movement. And see if you can sort of just let your arm naturally flow right round. So it's like you're using momentum. Your arm just goes around and frees up the whole shoulder. This is a lovely way to get your energy moving. Recharges your energy. And now let's do the other arm. It's lovely when I teach here because I look out on my garden. So I can see all your lovely faces. I can see what you're doing on the laptop and I can see my garden. So it's Really nice way to teach. Early in the morning, 2 ducks have been arriving to feast on the tadpoles in my pond. They're not there today, but I'll let you know if they turn up. Okay, let's do both arms together. So a figure of 8. And then very slowly, bringing your arms down. Feel your shoulder blades coming down your ribs. Releasing the 6 rotator cuff muscles in your shoulders and just releasing them. So the slower the better. Give your arms a shake right up into the shoulders. Feel like letting go all of that tension. Give your legs another shake. I just want to do an exercise that's really good for opening the chest and strengthening the lungs, and it's a qigong exercise. So it's really working on not just physically opening and strengthening this part of our body, but energetically as well. So everything is nice and relaxed. You lift your arms, you take your arms out, and as you do so, there's a slight push of your chest forward as if you were opening. It's not rigid. And then you pull your arms down with a little bit of tension down toward each other. You really feel that in your chest. Lift them up, relaxed, stretch them out, pushing the chest forward a little bit. Breathe in, breathe out. Now if you're game, we're going to add a noise that really helps. As we breathe out, we're going to hiss. Okay, so coming up, breathing in, chest forward. Do it again. Really open in your chest. Let's do one more. Lovely. I can really feel that one in my chest. Okay, let's have a stretch. Start with our calf muscles. So both feet are facing forward as much as your ankles will allow, as if you were on train tracks. Front knee is bent, back leg straight, pushing your back heel down so you can feel a stretch in that calf muscle behind the back knee. Just pushing that down. And then we're going to stretch the deeper calf muscle, the soleus. So bring that back foot in. Bend your knee follows your foot, and you push all your weight down through the heel. So this front leg doesn't have any weight on it, and I'm really pushing down through that Achilles heel. I can feel it deeper in my calf. And this muscle is an endurance muscle. It's the one that people forget to stretch, and then they get problems with their Achilles tendon when they don't. It's the one that takes you on long walks, it takes you up hills. If you're a cyclist, it gets very developed. And coming up, let's do the first stretch on the other leg. So back leg straight, front leg bent, knee is directly following the foot, but you can still see your big toe. That way it's safe for knee ligaments. Always need to be able to see your big toe. And just pushing that back heel down. Then bring your back foot in, bending. Bend your knee, so your knee's going directly over your foot. All my weight's going down through that heel. This is just for balance. Some people will feel this stretch more than others, but it is an important one. Lovely. Let's stretch into the quads and up into the hip flexors. So find something to hold on to. Get our alignment. So grab your foot, your ankle, or your leggings. Thigh and knee next to the other one. Shoulders back, lifting through your ribs. And then once you have that position, that may be enough for you. If you want more, pull your heel away from the buttock, but keep your thigh where it is. So you should feel it in the front of your thigh. And then what we do is we push this hip bone forward, and you'll feel a subtle move up into the front of the hip. Some people will feel that more than others. Depends on the tilt of your pelvis. Lovely, let's do the other side. So the alignment's important so that we're looking after our knees. So thighs together, shoulders back, ribs lifted. Then pull that heel back and push your hip bone forward. But still that lovely lift through your ribs. If you let your shoulder go back, you'll get a nice stretch in your chest as well. Excellent. We'll come into a forward bend. Let's let go of some of the stress of the week. A lot of uncertainty at the moment, and some people thrive on uncertainty, but most people find it's just a sort of a residual level of stress when you don't quite know what's going on. It is best to surrender to that, but it's not an easy thing to do. So very much the forward bend is about surrendering to what is, so that you don't miss out on what's happening right here and now with worrying about what's been or what's to come. So the forward bend brings us into the present moment. It releases those sort of fears, doubts and worries, and starts to just really bring us into our body. So fantastic for stress relief. Bend from your hips, keep your chin up. Coming down just to a flat back position. Just hold that for a moment because that will strengthen some muscles in your back. And then coming down, bend your knees a bit if you need to. Give your head and neck a shake. Shoulders and elbows are relaxed. You're bending from the hips, so you can always wiggle your hips a little bit just to free up the hip joint to make sure that's where the bend is happening from. Your upper body is completely relaxed. Strong on the back of your legs, yes. You're just releasing that resistance. Back of the legs are about things flowing, allowing things to flow. So we're just letting go resistance, letting go the need for things to go a certain way and embracing how they are. Now very gently move from your left foot to your right foot, and you'll feel all three of your hamstring muscles. Now placing your hands on the floor, or if you're not flexible enough, you could have them on a table or a chair or something. And then you're going to turn one foot to 45 degrees. Your knee follows that foot. Okay, that's the safety alignment. But you're still supported by your hands, and you're getting a really good stretch through your inside leg, especially the thigh. So just going to hold this for a little bit. Then you come up, turn that foot back, turn the other one to 45. The alignment is your knee always follows your foot. Don't want any funny angles there. It's not good for knees. So really good stretch into your hips, into your thighs. Let's go the other way, one more on each side. So just work with your body. If you're not flexible enough to do it down here, you can do it up here. Just make sure you can see your big toe, and you can just move in this way. Lovely. Coming down onto the floor. For these couple on the floor, if you find them quite difficult, you can always have a block or a cushion just under your tailbone. We'll just change the position of your pelvis, make it a bit more comfortable for your lower back. So the key is to lift up out of the base of your spine. Keep that lift by keeping your chin up. Opposite hand on your knees, keeping that chin up. We're going to bend from our hips, coming as far forward as we can. Once you reach your full stretch, then relax your shoulders, relax your head. Now this one will be harder first thing in the morning than if you do it later at night when your body's a bit more warm from the day. So just take it easy. It's a strong stretch across your lower back into your hips. But there shouldn't be any sharp pain, any hot feeling. If your knees are not comfortable, loosen them off, or you could even have one leg straight if you want to. Keep breathing. Lovely. Coming up slowly, we're going to swap our legs over and do it on the other side. This may feel odd and you may need a looser position. So lifting up, keep chin up, coming down as far as you go, then relax and just breathe. Feel like you're breathing into the stretch rather than resisting it. So you're just surrendering to that flow, because that flow feeling is when your energy is flowing. And you're just trusting this moment, trusting life, trusting yourself. This is a shiatsu exercise that helps to balance your metabolic rate. So your use of energy all day, if you like. So if you're someone who puts on weight easily, you probably have a slower metabolic rate. This will kickstart it. If you're someone who just can't put on weight, for example, burns energy quickly, it'll just calm things down. And coming up slowly, well done. We held that for quite a while. Seated butterfly. We're going to spread our wings. So draw your heels in, lift through your chest, then push your knees down. So pushing them down to the floor. Use those big, strong muscles to really stretch the inside of your thighs. So the seated butterfly is very liberating. It's stretching especially the liver meridian. And to be honest, it helps us to let go of anger, frustration, resentment. If we do this regularly, they don't hang around. They might pass through us, but we don't hold on to them. And release. Stretch your legs out in front. Point your toes down. Pull your heels back. Toes down, heels back. Keeping the front of your ankles free helps the energy to flow. When your ankles are good and strong, but also flexible, it takes a lot of the pressure off the knee joints, the hip joints in the back. So we need to keep our ankles good. Okay, flowing forward bend. Lift up out of the base of your spine. Keep that lift with your chin up. Breathe in through your nose if you can. Keep your chin up, breathe out through your mouth. Coming down slowly, no rush. Hands around the side, breathe in. I want to hear your out breath. Release in your solar plexus. This is where all the stress is stored often. Let's let it go. We're just surrendering. Lifting the heart energy to the throat. This will help you speak up from the heart. Speak with compassion, loving kindness, harmless words that are heard. Speak your truth. Let's do one more. Of course, we're freeing up the flow of our creative expression by stretching the back of the legs. Lovely. Okay, take your right foot, place it on the outside of your left knee. Now you can keep this left leg straight, or if you're comfortable to, you can tuck it under. But the important safety thing for your back is draw this knee close, so you're hugging it. Lift through your spine. Place your right hand down close to your body so you support that lift. Breathe in, lift again. Breathe out, turn to the right, pulling this knee across your body. So you can feel a stretch right through the outside of your hip into your thigh. You can feel a stretch in your lower back, maybe into your chest. And breathe. There's a feeling of surrender to the posture. You move with the posture, not resisting it. And there's also a feeling of trusting. With yoga, we develop a trust in these postures. They've been around for thousands of years. And you know they work magic, not just in your physical body, but in your whole being. So just trust the process. Lovely. You held that a good long time. Let's do the other side. If I keep talking, you don't realize you're holding it for as long. Left foot on the outside of your right knee. Tuck that right leg in. Draw this knee close. Lift through your spine. Left hand down, breathe in, lift. Breathe out, turn to the left. So you're twisting a lifted spine. That way it's safe for discs. So keep breathing. So we relax into the posture without collapsing. So there's still an integrity there, but we're not rigid. We're embracing the posture, if you like. And this posture is the best posture for coping with change, uncertainty, not knowing what's coming, what's going on. It just gives us the capacity to flow with that. And that's why we do this one every week. Excellent, come round to the front, well done. Let us stretch to the side. So take your arm right over your head, keep your buttocks on the floor. Nice stretch, keeping that lymph flowing, helping your immune system. Allow the energy to flow. Energy gets blocked through here. It's a real sort of area of the body where it blocks, so we're not allowing that to happen. Lovely, let's give our shoulders a good stretch. Turn your hands over, take them up. Relax your shoulders down. And then I want you to take them as wide as you can, nice and slowly. So when you get to that point where you can feel a real tension in your shoulders, see if you can just stop at that point for a moment. Let it be and let your body move through it slowly. This way you're stretching for long-term benefits. Pull your shoulders back and down. Feel your chin and chest lift. And then turn your head over one shoulder. Back to the center, over the other shoulder. Back to the center. Lovely. Come up onto your feet. Have a drink if you need to. We're going to come into Tadasana, the mountain posture, and do some work with the breath. So Tadasana is all about alignment. So you want your feet hip width apart and parallel. Spread your toes and feel like you're sending roots down into the ground under whatever building you're in. So you're grounded and connected. Then what I want you to do is I want you to find a point on the floor that's not moving. Focus on that point and you're going to come up on your toes. Keep focusing on that point. And then stretch your arms overhead, pulling your ribs up out of your hips. Keep looking at that point. You'll feel your little balance receptors in your ankles working. You're strengthening those ankles. A little bit longer. Well done. Now drop your heels. Bring your arms and shoulders down, but don't collapse in the middle of your body. So we're realigning your posture. This is actually your ideal posture now. Can you feel the strength and the power in the body? Can you feel the confidence it gives you when you stand like this? So you can do that stretch easily every morning and start the day feeling empowered and confident. Now, if you're a person who has the habit of locking your knees, loosen them off. Your chin's forward, tuck it back. Otherwise, gently close your eyes. Feel the connection down into the earth. You're a mountain, grounded in the earth's energy, connected to our beautiful planet. And you've got this energy spiraling up through the chakras, the energy centers associated with your spine, all the way up to the crown of your head, lifting you up into the light, lifting you up into all that you are. You're standing on top of the mountain. You can see in all directions. Things are clear. You're bathed in sunshine. The clouds of worries, fears, and doubts have just dissolved away. Your view is clear. The air is clear. Lovely. Now we're just going to free up our upper body so we can breathe fully and deeply down into our belly. So as you breathe in, imagine you're breathing into the top of your shoulders. As you breathe out, your shoulders are relaxing down away from your ears. Again. Feel like your head and neck are just floating up out of your shoulders. Not a force, just allow them to float. Now breathe from the center of your chest out across your upper back. Feel it expand and open. As you breathe out, feel your shoulder blades come down your ribs. Do that again, opening your upper back. Opening up to all that you are, spreading your wings. Your shoulder blades are your wings. Lovely. Breathe up under your arms. As you breathe out, feel your ribs relax. All that tension that wraps around your ribs, it's just pinging away. It's like ropes that wrap around your ribs. As we breathe like this, we just snap the ropes. They're gone. We're free. Now breathe into your sternum, your breastbone. And take the breath into the space between your sternum and your spine, so deep in your chest. Just gently coaxing the space to open. You can imagine you're sort of blowing up a little balloon gently, just opening this space. If you've been very stressed, it'll be tight in here. Just take it easy, just coaxing a gentle opening. Now keep that feeling of opening and start moving down through the center of your chest, down through your body, just opening gently with the breath. Don't force it. If you find tension, just accept the tension and just move through it. So I want to bring the breath all the way down into your belly. So place your hands gently on your tummy. Now I would like you to breathe into your hands. As you breathe out, your hands come back towards your spine. Just slowly and gently. Breathe in down through that channel into your belly. Breathe out. Tummy comes back towards your spine. Release the breath. With your mind, just focus on the breath. Let it take you into a still place inside. This is like a sanctuary. It's connecting to the truth of who you are. This calm, clear strength you can feel, that's you. So when we get really stressed and in our head and listening to all the thoughts that are buzzing, we lose this connection to the truth of who we are. This being that's grounded in the earth, but highly spiritually inclined, connected to wisdom far beyond what we can ever imagine. This is you. And this is where we find the connection through the breath, taking the breath deeper, following it with our mind. The breath is your dearest friend. Will always take you by the hand and connect you with your strength. Lovely. Now open your eyes and you'll find in that first moment, life looks different. Often, just for a moment, everything looks more vivid. Your sense of hearing is acute. Right in the present moment, this is what feeling connected feels like. You can feel a great love for all beings in your heart. That's the truth of who we are. I did a Buddhist meditation retreat online over the weekend. This is your essential Buddha nature, your soul, your essence that you're experiencing right now. Okay, I want to do energy block release 10, which opens the highest aspect of you and allows the ego to die down and allows you to connect with that highest aspect of you. So you want a little bit of space, and you just want to move a little bit further back so you've got space in front of you. We're going to be coming down onto our knees, so if you need cushions or something for your knees, perhaps get that organized while we prepare. So energy block release 10, quite a subtle one, works quite powerfully in your energy, so we're going to take it nice and slowly. So start with your hands in namaste, feet comfortably apart, knees are soft. So breathe in. As you breathe out, take your hands down. As you breathe in, bring them up through the midline. As you breathe out, open. Then breathe in. And breathe out. Then just have a breath to center. We're going to do that again. Breathe in. And breathe out. Bend. Breathe in. Take your hands up through the center. And breathe out. Open. Breathe in. And breathe out. Lovely. We'll do one more. Breathing in. Breathing out. Breathe in. And breathe out, open. Really opening the heart, connecting everything within your being with your heart. Now we're going to do a little, it's almost like a salutation. And this is where we're allowing our ego self to just quieten down. And we're coming into our essential Buddha nature, as I learned in the weekend. Okay. So what we're going to do, we're going to be leaning back ever so slightly. I want you to pull some tension in your stomach muscles and your buttock muscles. Lift through your chest. Just look at the ceiling. Don't drop your head right back. Pulling in that tension and then just leaning back just as much as your back is happy with. And then you're going to come forward, stretch through your spine, bend your knees. Take your head down and your arms behind you. Then you're going to take your hands onto the floor. You drop your knees onto the floor, flatten your feet if you can, and you're going to lift up, opening the whole front of your body. And then you're going to come down and just your forehead is going to touch the floor, arms behind. And then you're going to come up again, opening up. And then you're going to bring your hands down, tuck your feet under, and you just rock back using momentum to come back up, or come up nice and slowly if you prefer. Okay, we're going to do that again. So lifting up, pulling those support muscles, opening. Bend your knees, coming down. Take your arms behind. Bring your hands down. Drop your knees to the floor, flatten your feet, opening up, this beautiful opening. Coming down, just your forehead to the floor. And we're coming up again, opening up, nice and slowly. Good for your back, and you're nice and warmed up, so it's quite safe. Take your hands down, tuck your toes under, and coming up. If you've had enough, wait for us. We're going to do one more. If you want to do one more, that's fine. Opening up, bend your knees. Coming down, take your arms behind, drop your head. Take your hands down, drop your knees to the floor, flatten your feet if you can. Opening up. Coming down, forehead down. Opening up again. Lovely. And then bring your hands down, and we're going to come up to standing. Excellent. Now we're just going to align the left and right sides of us, the feminine and the masculine, the yin and the yang. So have your hands here, and namaste. Then you're going to take your arm and your legs in a diagonal. Rest your toe on the floor. Then you come back to the heart, and then you take them out on another diagonal. So we're going out from the heart and we're returning to the heart. Now, if you want to do it as a balance, you can. You'll need to pull your lower stomach muscles in and just lift. Look at something that's not moving. Return to the heart. If the balance is not working, keep your big toe on the floor. Really beautifully aligned around that center of the heart, but going out, masculine and feminine. Beautifully aligned. Let's do one more. Excellent. Now we're going to free up our mind. Okay, take your arms out to the side. Place one hand on your shoulder and tilt your head toward the other hand, and the palm is open. So we're very open to new ideas. Then we swap them over. Again, palm is open. Take it slowly if you've ever had any kind of neck injuries, or you find you get a lot of tension in your neck, because it's quite strong on the neck. But good to release some of that tension. Lovely. And then the last thing we're going to do, EBR 10 has opened up our altruistic heart, our love and compassion for others. So we're going to take that open-hearted energy out into the world. So I want you to stand feet comfortably apart, slight bend of your knees, arms relaxed out in front. And you're going to circle your right arm and follow it with your eyes. Take it right round, you're opening your heart. And then you have the intention to take heart energy forward into the world in this direction. Then you're going to turn clockwise to the right, a quarter turn. Again, right arm opening up. And then the intention is I take heart energy, love and compassion out into the world in this direction. Quarter turn, opening up. Take that heart energy out into the world in this direction. It's just an intention with your mind. Your mind, your body working together. And then take love and compassion out into the world in this direction. And another quarter turn. Hopefully you're back where you started. We'll do one more. Lovely. Namaste. Now we don't go to the left. The reason is the right side is the masculine. So our masculine is to do. It's to go out into the world and express all that we are. Our feminine is to be, to go inward for inner wisdom and to recharge. So obviously in life, we need a balance of giving and receiving for that to flow in this beautiful pattern. And so when we go round to the right, it's the masculine, it's taking that heart energy out into the world. But we don't need to go to the left because that would be an inward movement. Okay, what I want to do now is I would like, just looking at the time, I would like to just free up this part of our back by doing some exercises down on the floor. And then I want to work on the shoulder stand into the plough. So I just want to make sure that this part of your back is all ready for a shoulder stand. So coming down onto the floor. And we've done this before. So have your arms comfortably out to the sides and your knees tucked up towards your chest. And then we're going to begin by circling your knees anti-clockwise. So just small circles that gradually get bigger, and you'll feel that you're massaging the whole of your lower back, of your sacrum, freeing up the nerve plexus there, freeing up any tension. We get a lot of tension building up in the lower back. So circles get bigger. And as they get bigger, you'll start to feel some stomach muscles working. Just take it easy, work with your body, with your back. When the circles are as big as they go, stop and go clockwise with nice big circles that gradually get smaller. So anti-clockwise, we let go old patterns. Clockwise, we open up to new ones. And that runs as a thread throughout our life. Okay, let those knees come to stillness in the center. Now you're going to take your knees over to one side, keeping your shoulders on the floor. Excuse me. If you have a little bit of problems with your back, or you don't like the stretch, it's too strong, put your feet down first and then tip to the side. If you're quite happy, take your knees over. And as much as you can, just relax. Very good at opening through this whole area here, keeping the lymph healthy, releasing any of that buildup of energy. You can feel it releasing in your hips, through your ribs. Good for your back, but you would never do this unless you were really warmed up. So pull your tummy muscles in and pull your knees back to the center. And let's go over to the other side. Just work with your body. Once you're in the position, if it's too strong, you can straighten your legs a bit, and it will be less intense. If it's too strong under your arm, just bring your arms down closer to your body, and again, that will be less intense. It's hard for me to talk in this position. Now, pull your tummy muscles in, bring your knees back to the center. Straighten one leg and place it on the floor. Take that bent knee and roll it across your body over towards your opposite hand. Just twisting your spine just as much as your spine is happy to. And then bring it back to the center. Straighten your leg, keeping the other leg flat on the floor. Just pull this leg toward you. So you feel like you're doing the splits. Point and flex your foot. Circle around the ankle. And the other way. So you're giving your hip flexors a stretch, your hamstrings a stretch, and freeing up your ankles. Now bend your knees. Take the outside edge of your foot and just rest it gently on your thigh, on your knee, on your shin, wherever it goes comfortably, to open up this hip into a half lotus. And then if you want to, take your arms overhead. You'll feel a lovely stretch and opening through the whole of your body. Really good for your hip. We carry so much tension in our hip flexors and our psoas, our iliacus, our iliopsoas muscle. And there's a lot of studies linking it to things like depression and other problems linked to tension in this muscle in the front of our hip. So we don't fully understand all that's going on yet, but what we do know is it's really good for us on many levels to free up the tension in our hips. Okay, pull your leg up and straighten that leg out. Take your arms back to the sides, bend the other knee. Take that knee over towards your opposite hand, keeping your shoulders on the floor as much as you can. Lovely stretch for your back, should feel good. No pain, no hot feeling. Don't overdo it. And bring that knee back. Keep this leg flat so that you're stretching those hip flexors. Pull this leg toward you, and then point and flex your foot. Circle one way, circle the other way, giving a good stretch. Bend your knee, take that opposite edge of your foot and just rest it on your thigh, on your knee, on your shin, wherever it goes comfortably. It's very relaxing, this one. And then take your arms overhead and just relax. Just feel like you're allowing your body to really open. It's a beautiful posture, this half lotus. Opening up. Lovely. Draw your knee up. Draw both knees up to your chest, give them a hug. Then stretch your legs out, stretch your arms overhead, pulling your ribs right up out of your hips. And then bring your arms and shoulders down without collapsing in the middle. And you'll find You've got so much more space through here. All of your organs have got more space. Now we're going to go into a shoulder stand. So I'm going to show you different levels of a shoulder stand depending on how your head and neck shoulders are, if you've had any neck injuries, that sort of thing. So the first stage is completely safe for everybody. If you're on the first 3 days of your period, or you suspect you're pregnant, or you have problems with your eyes or high blood pressure, the first stage is definitely the one for you. So what you do is you get as close to your wall as you can. Okay, so you get your hips right up close, and then you swivel around so that your, if you like, your bottom is as close to the wall as can be, and you're nice and supported by the wall. So this is stage one. And this, really good for your blood vessels. The lymph is flowing back to the heart. The energy is flowing from the lower chakras up to the higher. So if you just relax, this position is really good at the end of the day if you've had a stressful day. It will recharge your energy. So that's the first stage. The second stage, what we're going to do is we're going to place our feet on the wall, and we're going to lift up and place our hands just under our hips. So we're coming up onto our shoulders, but we've got that support of the wall. And then what you can do is you can just release your legs one at a time until you feel confident to release both. And what you want to do is get as high up on your shoulders as is comfortable for you. Now you can go into this position here, sort of like a frog, that's very comfortable. Or if you want to, you can go into the plough. But do take it easy on your neck. So if at any time you need to, you've got the wall there. So just stay in the shoulder stand just as long as feels comfortable for you. It's a very strong posture that moves a lot of energy. So you've got to really listen to your body. It might be that you don't feel like doing it for very much today. It might be that you really feel like you want to stay in there a bit longer. Don't let it be your mind that determines that. Let it be your body that lets you know. When you have had enough and it's time to come down, just briefly pause. Because it shifts so much energy, you don't want to sort of come down, swivel around, and then come straight up. You want to come up slowly because you'll feel a real rush of energy through the chakras, and that can be a bit disconcerting if you do that too quickly. So the shoulder stand is a posture that shifts a lot of energy from the lower chakras up to the higher. Any inverted posture does, and so it will energize you. It really helps you to feel invigorated, helps you to feel confident. It takes some time to have enough core strength in here to hold your legs, to get this part of your body really upright. But with practice, you can. So if you are confident, you can do it freestanding. This you could do only if you were warmed up. So you can do it where you just lift. So the key safety point for the shoulder stand is that when you're up in the shoulder stand, you must never turn your head, because you could damage a nerve in your neck, you can crick your neck type of thing. So you've got to Be careful with the shoulder stand, definitely, which is why we use the wall. If you've had whiplash, you've had a lot of problems with your neck, probably doing stage 1, gradually over time building up to stage 2 would be the ideal. Going straight up into a shoulder stand is not a good idea. Never do a shoulder stand on your bed. You can do the plough on your bed, where you just sit on the end of your bed, rock back and bring your legs over your head to stretch through your back. But you've got to have a firm surface to support across here so that it's safe. Lovely. Now, I want you to come back up onto your feet. Grab a drink if you need to. And before the relaxation, I'd like to just do the salutation to Dru. So the salutation to Dru, I want you to think of a change in your life that would be a very positive change, something that you really want to bring into your life. Something, it may even be that you're not sure what it is, you know you just want things to change, but have that opening to the flow and sort of being like a child, being quite open to what's going to happen next. I want you to be in that kind of a feeling, and then we'll get more out of it. Okay, so start with your heel resting against your opposite ankle. If you just follow me with your arms, I'll just move back so you can see my arms. So breathing in, separate your fingers. I don't know if you can see me. Come into the mudra of empowerment. So you've got your fingers clasped and separated above your head. Then draw this down in front of your heart. You turn your hands and you take them forward. Then what we do is we release your thumb, release your forefingers, release your little fingers, and the middle 2 fingers will form a beautiful diamond. I want you to soften your gaze. Take your heart's desire, take your mind into that diamond. And I want you to imagine how you will feel when this really positive change has already happened in your life. So just take a few moments to connect with that. And then we're going to let that go. Come down, and we'll do the same on the other side. We'll do this a few times so you can get the hang of it. So breathe in, separate your fingers, mudra of empowerment, breathing out. Breathe in as your hands turn, breathe out as they come forward. Breathe normally, release the obstacles that hold you back. So your thumb, your index finger, your little finger, go into that diamond, into what we call the still point, the Dru point. Feel how you'll feel as if that change has already happened. Really bring your mind and your heart, your breath together. Now we release any attachment as to how it's going to happen. The how's not up to us. We just need to know what we want. Let's do this all again. So breathing in, separate fingers, breathing out, change of heart, breathe in, take it forward, release those obstacles, go into that stillness of your heart, find the Dru point, the stillness. Now imagine how you will feel when that change has already happened. Set your intention with your heart. Now release any attachment as to how it happens and trust. Let's do one more. So breathing in and breathe out. Breathe in, take it forward, breathe out. Release those 3 fingers. Go into that space. Find the still point. Now imagine feeling when that change has already happened into every cell in your body. resonating as if it's already happened. And then let go, trust. And lastly, feel gratitude that this is coming into your life, because you know that it will. Wonderful. Okay, we're going to get ready for a relaxation now. So you want to be warm and comfortable. You can lie on your back in Savasana. You can lie on your front in the crocodile in Makrasana. Lie on your side or sit up, whatever position is comfortable for you. Maybe cover yourself with a blanket or something to keep nice and warm. So if you're lying on your back, just try and get your lower back in contact with the floor. So even if you lift up your pelvis and roll it back down again, have a bit of space between your feet and let your feet turn outward. It helps your nervous system to relax. And then just a bit of space under your arms so that the energy can flow. If you're lying in Makrasana on your front, have one hand on top of the other and your forehead on your hands. Relax through your shoulders, relax through your hips. Take your feet apart and turn your heels in and your toes out if you can. Now let's give ourselves permission for the next 20 minutes. This is time for us to let go any residue, tension and fatigue, to deeply heal all levels of our being and to recharge. So we're going to begin with some deep yogic breathing. So this is breathing down through that channel we opened in Tadasana. So take the breath in all the way down into your tummy. Let your tummy fill with air. And gently pull it back towards your spine as you breathe out. So breathing in when you're ready. Breathing out. Let there be a feeling of surrender as you breathe out. You're breathing in. Breathing out, a lovely feeling of letting go. Your body is beginning to relax. You're giving it permission to let go. Again, breathing in slowly, deeply. Find your own rhythm. Your body knows best. Breathing out, feel your body beginning to sink into the floor. Now, if you can, stay with me, stay awake in the relaxation. I know sometimes it's tempting to drift back off to sleep. That's fine if you're really tired, but you will get more from the relaxation if you can just hover, deeply relaxed, but still awake, still aware, still listening. Now, I want you, as you're just lying here, just to take your awareness gently to your breath. So like we did before, we're just watching our body breathe. Now your mind will be distracted. It'll go off on a thought or two. As soon as you realize, just come back to focusing on the breath. And just remember, the breath will always take you into that quiet place inside, that stillness, that connection with the truth of who you are. And this is the Dru in Dru Yoga. Dru means the still point within. So we're just connecting with that stillness by focusing gently on the breath. Now in your mind, I want you to imagine a small white pebble, a little round stone. And this pebble has been dropped into the ocean. And at the surface of the ocean, there's lots of waves tossing this little pebble about. It's being tossed about here and there. And this is what it's like on the surface of our mind, the surface of our life and our being. We're tossed about by life like a little pebble, often having trouble finding which way to go. But gradually, this little pebble, gravity is going to start pulling this little pebble down under the surface. And as this happens, the little pebble starts to find its own path. It starts to just gently drift, quite slowly, down through the deeper water. And down here under the surface of the waves, things are a lot calmer, they're more peaceful. So in your mind, just see that little pebble. It's drifting down, it's now finding its own path. It's not tossed around so much, there's some currents, but it's not like it was at the surface. And you're just watching the pebble going deeper and deeper. The deeper it goes, the calmer. It's peaceful down here. The beautiful sense of harmony, of grace, as this little pebble just now beautifully, there's grace in its movement. This pebble is finding its own way, drifting down deeper and deeper. And as it does, you can feel your body relaxing. You can feel your mind going deeper into the quiet place inside. So keep watching the pebble, feeling your body relax, finding its own way, in tune with the rhythm of nature and the waves in the ocean. Until eventually this little pebble comes all the way down to the bottom of the ocean. And it rests gently nestled in the sand. And this sand is where the pebble came from, its home. So the little pebble is just beautifully supported, resting in the sand at the bottom of the ocean. Peaceful and calm. Now all the life in the ocean is carrying on around the pebble. There's sea creatures, there's all sorts going on down there. There's currents, there's movements, but the pebble is nestled, deeply grounded in its essence. It has come home, unaffected by any turbulence at the top, at the surface, unaffected by what passes by. Maybe some fish pass by, maybe some other sea creatures pass by, but they just come in and they pass by. The pebble is grounded in what matters. And this connection deeply nourishes. This is the connection that enables us to go back up to the surface and not be tossed around so much. So just see that pebble in your mind's eye, feel the peace, feel the calm. And now as you lie here and your body is relaxed, I want you to imagine that as you breathe in, you're breathing in a beautiful white light. And this white light is all of the love and light and blessings of the world. And it is filling your whole being. So it can start maybe like a small pebble in your heart. And as you breathe in, that light is growing till it starts to fill your chest. With each breath, it's filling your chest and your upper back. Grounded like that little pebble, grounded in the energy of your heart. Your whole upper torso now is filling with light. You can feel it getting into dissolving any tension in your upper back. You feel your chest and upper back opening in response to the light. You want to let in more light. And now the light is dissolving any tension around the middle of your body, around the solar plexus, kidney, ribs area. You can feel a subtle shift as this part of your body releases its tensions and fears and doubts and just opens to this love, this light. Things start to flow. Then you start to feel your whole abdominal area, your tummy, your organs, your mid and lower back, all filling with light. You're still grounded in what's truth, like the little pebble, but you're filling with light, opening. Feel your pelvis and your lower back opening. Your hips are opening, you're filling with light. And now feel the light in the top of your chest flowing into your shoulders. Dissolving tension that sits on top of your shoulders, back of your neck. The light is flowing down through your shoulders, your arms, all the way to the ends of your fingers. Filling with light. Blessings and love from the entire universe. Every enlightened sentient being sending you their love and their blessings, their support. Feel the light now flowing into your thighs, your knees, your lower legs, your feet, your ankles. Feel it flowing up through your throat, back of your neck, into your jaw, into the muscles at the base of your tongue. Up through the roof of your mouth, into the sinuses, to the muscles at the back of your eyes. Across your forehead to your temples. Filling your whole head and scalp. So now your whole physical body is filled with light. You've still got the little pebble nestled and grounded in what's important, but you're filling with love and with light and blessings. You feel that light flowing out into the aura or the energy field that surrounds your body. So keep breathing in the light. And now in your mind, as you breathe out, I want you to breathe out any tension still in your body, any mental agitation, any fears and doubts, and imagine that they are like black smoke. So as you breathe in more light, you breathe in. As you breathe out, you just breathe out any black smoke coming from wherever in your body that tension still resides. Just leaving your body easily like black smoke. So fill with light and surrender the black smoke. Let it go. Feel the tension dissolve as whatever you no longer need leaves your body, leaves your mind. Remember the little pebble grounded in the energy of the heart. The little pebble is home. You fill with light and you release the black smoke. Now let the light start to go out just as far as you want it to go. You may find you can fill this whole room with light. Maybe nourishing those that live with you or those that live around you. If you're comfortable to, you can allow that light to flow out to fill your street, touching the hearts and minds of all your neighbours. This is the altruistic heart, the heart that cares and has compassion for all. We all have this altruistic heart. And you might want to let the light flow out into your whole community, especially helping those who need it most. Dissolving the fear and doubt in those who are frightened, uncertain, who are feeling overwhelmed. Filling them with light and courage and strength, knowing they are supported by life. Now let it flow out to fill your whole town or city. You may feel a sense of expansiveness. You may even feel that your own physical individual body has dissolved. That's okay. Now keep sending the light out. Maybe you want to fill this whole part of the country. Maybe you want to fill this whole nation, this whole part of the world. You have plenty of light to fill this whole hemisphere of the world. Especially as we do this together. Maybe you want to fill the whole planet with light so that all living beings are healed and the planet herself gets a chance to heal. You open it and expand into all that you are, realizing you're not just this one little physical body who can't make a difference. You are an awesome soul, a being of light and love, and this is how you make a difference. So as the light pours through your body, bringing peace and harmony, joy and healing, so it pours out into other responsive bodies and minds. Keep filling with light. Feel like light is flowing in your bloodstream. Every cell in your body is filling with light. The cells in our body are photoelectric. Depending on our diet, the little cell, the fats in the cell walls are open to light. This is why some yogis in the world almost have a diet of light. It is why when you go out into the natural light, into the sunshine, your cells dance and you feel invigorated. We are beings of light. And when you use the power of your mind to fill with light, your body responds as if you were standing in the sunshine. So you can imagine the sunshine pouring into your body, flowing out from your body, so that you are a conduit for light. Allowing the energy in your body to flow. It's almost as if every cell is like a little firefly that switches on and you glow. See the whole world full of people who are glowing. See a beautiful light surrounding our whole planet. With all those who are open to the light, who open their hearts to work in the light for others. This is the truth of who you are. You are light, you are love. This feeling you have now is who you are. And this feeling is only ever a connection with your breath away. This is the power of just watching the breath. Letting it take you by the hand and take you down into the truth, the realization of the truth of who you are. And now gradually allow the light to draw back in to the aura that surrounds your body. And bring your mind back to that little pebble resting at the bottom of the ocean. Nestled and grounded in what's important. Home. Replenished, rejuvenated. And just for a few moments, I just want you to just rest with the image of the little pebble. Resting gently on the sea floor with everything still going on around it. It has no fears and doubts, no worries or anxieties. It is simply being a pebble. And now in your mind's eye, I want you to imagine that that little pebble is completely healed and rejuvenated, ready to drift slowly back up. Catches a ride on the tides and the currents, and it's just making its way in quite a purposeful, determined way back up to the surface. And as it moves up through the different parts of the sea, it is moving toward the light. Down in the depths, it was quite dark and peaceful, a nurturing feminine energy. But as it moves up towards the movement and the light and the energy at the top of the ocean, this is a more masculine energy. But this pebble needs a balance of both. So it's ready now to go back out into the world. Won't be tossed around by the waves so much because the pebble has been grounded in its truth. It knows who it is. But this is like us. We need a balance. If we spend too much time up in the frenetic energy of life doing, we get exhausted, we lose our way, we lose who we are. So every now and then, like that little pebble, we need to drop down into the quieter depths and ground ourselves back in who we are. And this is the balance of the yin and the yang, the feminine and the masculine, the being and the doing. So I want you to come back into an awareness of your body now, lying on the floor. And feel like you're ready now to come back into the world. You've been like the little pebble. You've gone down and recharged. Come back home. Take a nice deep breath in and just start to move your fingers, your toes, your wrists, your ankles, just slowly waking your physical body up. Maybe stretching your arms overhead just to wake up your spine. If your lower back is a little stiff from lying on the floor, draw your knees up to your chest and just gently rock them from side to side just to ease out that tension. And then rolling over onto your right side, resting there for a moment, supporting your head. Stay in the present moment. Keep your mind just here and now. Now gently coming up to sitting. Take a nice deep breath in. And another one. Now just tapping on top of your head just stimulates and wakes you up. Tapping across your forehead, your temples. Massaging your ears. Lots of acupressure, acupuncture points on those ears. Pull your earlobes down just to invigorate your body. Tapping on your heart. Opening your chest. Immune system strong and healthy. Lovely. Namaste. Thank you.